This is the end of it.
We're in your chair. We're seeing. We're trying to
Make
tilt the lazy
this
boy
go-
back. Rock
Make
it
this
back
go
a little
wider. Mark.
bit. It's not going under, Brian. Right here. See under there?
But you can
Can
make
you
it
look-
wider and
Here,
then
hold
go.
this.
You can make it wider and go around.
Oh,
both
good,
sides.
good, Brian. Good.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. Yeah.
Genius, Brian. Genius.
Yeah,
Look
where-
at
where am I
look
going?
how nicely
Okay,
that
now
fits
go
mine.
down. Now go down.
Mark, I think this is a great idea.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, let me see. Let's get her, try and get her.
Yes.
Further, back further.
Start this.
There should be no back
Incline.
support. You'll hurt your back, Dad. And
Here,
and
Brian,
you'll
you
be
can
in jail.
control the chair and recline it a little so it starts to meet her legs. Mom, you're doing a great job.
All y'all need to do is pull those weeds out there around that tree.
Okay.
Why
Great.
are
Okay,
you
down.
doing this?
Coming down. So you can be in
Are
your
you-
lounge chair.
Are you,
Oh,
Oh, that's nice.
all right, wait a minute, whoa. Are you, are we gonna have to scoot you back further in this chair?
I don't know,
It
Joe.
doesn't look like it, Dad. Let's recline it first, and
Okay.
it needs to recline it and get this out of the way. Pick up the legs.
Oh yeah, the legs.
And that's what I
Where were you going?
I was trying. No, never mind. I didn't. I thought you meant. Never mind. I didn't know how to use that, so I never used it.
Oh, because you're not a lazy boy.
Exactly.
There, I threw you a bone.
Okay,
Brian.
now, just relax, Betty.
It's cost money, it's cost time, a drain on Israel's economy, and it
What
would
is this?
require the assistance
Good
of
stuff.
the Arab nations, both physically, financially on the one hand, but also administratively on the other. Who is going to administer these areas? The United States has suggested it should be the Palestinians.
Or something, and it went down about a block. And he went down to where they would finish the cotton, you know, and to take it out.
So you could see it go down the tubes, and then it would come out into a big.
But it would be like a cotton bundle.
That's what you got in the end, though, right?
Yeah.
But what I was wondering is, what was running the machine? Was it an electric motor, or was it a? It's starting to seem silly to me to think that it would be horses pulling some around in a circle, you know, making the machines run. That's too old-fashioned. But I don't remember any little flowing river that there would be a paddle wheel turning it. So there must have been an electric motor. That's the only thing I can think.
I guess so. That's the only thing I can think of too.
Well, that sounds dangerous too. Do you ever remember anybody getting hurt?
No.
Well, because, you know, that would be one reason that you wouldn't know about it, is because they wouldn't let a little 5-year-old girl go anywhere near machinery like that.
I remember that when I went to school, I went through school with Tony Kermo, and he would walk up to there with me, and we would watch the suction of the cotton come out.
I bet that was really cool to see. A big vacuum cleaner sucking whole cart loads of...
Well, you didn't see, but then it would come out in a bale of cotton.
Wow.
It would be a bale of cotton.
Jeez. And what did they do with the bales?
Well, it would go off to. Dad would sell it.
Oh. So he had to buy it from the farmers. And then he had to.
Or he bought it from somewhere. Bought it from himself or something. Because he sold it. And he would, because they had 2 cotton gins.
What?
Two cotton gins in town.
Oh.
Holtons had one, and Dad had one.
Wow. Did the Holtons have a grocery store or something? They did?
They had a grocery store.
I saw a picture of the Holtons grocery store.
Yeah.
Well, that's starting to all fall together a little bit. Well, so what's the story about this earlier boyfriend of yours that was competing with Dad?
Oh, that was.
What was his name? The boy that you went and watched it with?
Don Smedley, I guess.
No, you just now said Troy or something. You said that you and he used to go and watch them suck the cotton out of the.
Oh, like Tony Kerbo.
Tony Kerbo.
Yeah.
What was? Where did he come from? I don't remember ever hearing that name before.
Well, he was just one of the kids. All the kids, would look for something to do, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you must have been kind of popular because you had something so interesting to go look at.
I don't know.
Did you give Tony a ride on your horse?
No, we didn't get horses until later.
Oh.
Because we got a horse. I got Mary Lou's horse, which was Rastus.
Yeah, you told me, and then he.
Yeah.
Well, kind of remind me what happened. She gave you the horse. You brought it all the way to your house, and
he got back went under the trestle and went back home. He didn't like it in town.
Oh, well, he wasn't used to it yet. Probably. Did he ever stay there, or did you have to tie him up to stay?
Well, he stayed there, and we. Yeah, he did. And we would go over to Smedley's house. Smedley was a boyfriend of mine.
Uh-huh.
And Don Smedley would have had a workshop in the back of his house. And he worked in his workshop.
Well, so this was years later then.
Oh, and so then we would ride, then we'd go down the hill. Woo, down that hill.
On your horses or just sliding down? Oh.
No, on the horses.
And so they would go faster because they were going down the hill? Nice. Was there water down at the bottom of the hill?
No. There wasn't water down the bottom of the hill.
Well, what was down at the bottom of the hill?
There was nothing. It was just Tarby. If you went on to Tarby, that would be a little town where Jolene's mother taught school right at the beginning at the Tarby School.
So there was a town close to Poto called Tarby? Well, I never even heard of that before either. There's so many things that you haven't told us yet. You know what's one of the most interesting stories that Mama Lou told me that I didn't know about was that she and her girlfriend used to go down to the dance house by themselves when they were little, and they would and the sides of the building used to open up like big garage doors, and they would watch them dancing in there from hiding places outside and listen to the music. Would that be the only dance house in Poda? Was there? Do you know where the dance house was? You did? Did it have a bad name? Oh, okay.
No, it didn't.
Oh, good. Well, what kind of music did they? Do you know anything about that place? No.
No, I didn't know anything about it until I was in high school, and we went out there, and they, would dance and we would watch them dance.
Well, you didn't dance?
And I went when we were in high school. We had I was an M9, and M9's in Caddy Club, and
Caddy Club. Is that like a fraternity for high school?
That's for high school fraternity, and we would watch them dance. I don't know what all they did over there,
but you don't remember. You didn't. Did you dance much yourself?
no.
Oh.
I didn't dance much myself.
Well, that's a good reason to start exercising your legs so we can all practice dancing.
Oh.
We need to, because none of us have done enough dancing. But, a few times Brian has come over and he danced with you.
Oh, yeah, he dances. He likes to dance.
That's good. Everybody should dance. Well, in fact, indigenous Americans say that the only way to be healthy is to dance and sing. So we got to sing and dance.
Well, he does it.
Yep, he does. And it's good for him, too. He's pretty doggone healthy, I'd say. I wish he'd come over more often, because that's not cool for him.
He goes to
Brenham or someplace?
every day.
Does he?
I think so.
Well, he's supposed to be there today, for sure.
Yeah.
Today was the day that the nurse was supposed to come. And Dad and me and Mark were and maybe Natalie and Connie were going to go to the Graffiti Art Museum. You know how people make art with spray cans on everything? Well, there's a whole museum of that now.
Oh.
Is it okay?
No,
Oh, okay. I'll get you some more ice. But, what's the story with, what else I was curious about was, it still fascinates me that a 5-year-old was allowed to go walking all the way around down the street to go take your dad lunches.
Yeah. Well, there weren't houses on the street like there are now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And James hadn't built those 2 houses.
Yeah, right at the front of the street. Well, that's funny, too, to think about that that was really almost out in the country, really. Because if you look...
Yeah, because we would call it the end of the pavement or something, the end of the pavement. Because we get up close there, and then you'd just have a drop off or something right there, right, and Dad always fed the
poor people
out in front of the house.
Out in front of the house, or out in front of the what is it? The mill.
Well, there was a mill there.
I know, but I meant, where did he feed the poor people? Was it out in front of your own house, or was it out in front of the mill?
It was out in front of our house.
Really? So those people knew where you lived, and they would just come to your house? And your mom had to work to feed them.
Oh, did she ever work? Oh, God. She worked all the time.
That's what...
And she worked. She'd even sweep the yard.
What?
You know, because it would be dirty, and so she would sweep the yard.
Oh, man. Well, you know, that's what James always kept saying. Every time that your mom came up in conversation, he'd say, that woman worked so hard. But I didn't know how. I wish I would have known. I could have helped James more if I would have, you know. But I was working, you know. When you work, you don't think, you know, you don't realize how much you could help other people, you know, like family members. You don't realize when you're working and you're busy, you put it out of your mind. Like, I could have helped
You were out getting a master's degree, and
yeah. Well, that was actually after the master's degree that James got sick, and but I was working 24 hours a day as a teacher. But what makes me even more upset is that I felt like I, at least during the summers, should have gone over to stay with Mama Lou and Pop Ogie and kept them on their toes. But, you know, they, you know, were...
well, you know, that house is nothing like it was in the beginning, because they had you walked up a little path to the front door, but that house had now has a driveway that goes all the way around. And yeah, I know that Mama Lou always wanted one of those.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh,
But anyway,
well, you know, I was with you when we went over there last time, and we went up in there and we walked around in there and looked at the house, and we went to your house too, and we walked around in there and looked at it. And
really?
yeah, remember? And they offered us some pie, I believe, and the guy who owns it now used to work for you, and he came out of the garden like a ghost. Don't you remember that?
No, I remember that he was. We had a garden. Mama had a garden out beside the house, a big garden.
I know. Well, he keeps it up now. It was a big garden when we went there. I wish I could find that video of us, because wow, did we get some good video of that garden and him coming out, and he recognized you, and y'all talked, and Dad felt embarrassed to go into the house because we hadn't warned him, but we all just walked in there, you know, and looked at their house inside, and everything was the same as it was when you used to live there, you said.
Huh. Well, I remember that the front bedroom was still my room.
Oh.
Front bedroom. And after Mama got sick, Dad put in the bathroom in the house.
What? Oh, poor...
After Mama got sick.
Uh-huh. God, she must have went through some hard times.
Yeah, she went through a hard time. And Lois came to Poto we would stay across the street right across the street from it was not a hotel or motel, but it was the hospital, and we would walk back and forth across to see Mama in the hospital. And she died when I was 13. And
golly. Well, you see what we feel like, Mom. That you should get your legs in gear so we're not worrying about you like you worried about her. I know you must have thought, no, she's gonna get well, she's gonna get well, she's gonna get well.
I went over there, and I remember begging for a bicycle.
What?
And Ella was she was sick on a dog.
Oh.
And they finally opened up the covers and showed me what she looked like, and I went outside and sat on the floor of the hospital.
Oh.
And but that was a long time ago. Oh.
Well, see how we feel? We're worried about you, Mom. And you don't have to be like this. You can exercise. You can pull yourself on that dang trapeze. Yeah, and push with your legs and pull and pull. You don't even have to be pulling yourself up. You just work your legs and your arms, work your legs and your arms. And if anybody asks you what you're doing, you're saying, I'm getting in shape. And then you'll get in shape, and then you'll get up and start going to the bathroom yourself. You gotta talk to your doctor too, and tell him that you want some medicine that doesn't make you dizzy. But so what's the story with Geraldine? When did she go away? And
she got married early.
Oh.
She married someone from Tahlequah. Well, it was a little school that I went off to
somebody's driving up. You went off to the private school.
Yeah.
And then she went off to Tahlequah.
And she went to Tahlequah, which was a little town.
But was there a school there? Why did she go there?
There was a school there, yes.
Oh.
But, it wasn't anything like going to a private school like I went to William Woods.
But what, did she meet a guy there? Did she meet her husband there? What was he, the teacher or something? He was? She married her teacher? Man, that's against the law now. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I would have married all of my students. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's just, it's unethical to marry somebody, that you have so much influence over,
Really?
Yeah. But back then that was different, She had a good long life with him, didn't she? She did. Well, whose car was that just pulled up there?
I don't know. Why don't you go see?
It was pull. There you go. Pull. Superstar. Come on.
No.
I'm getting your hands and showing what picture you're looking at.
Oh, no. Oh, look at that.
That's cute as can be.
Dad.
I don't remember that dress of hers. That must have been at a recital or something.
Oh. Well, she's got a lot of flowers.
Yeah. That must have been, we must have given her flowers after she danced or something.
Oh,
And look at Miss Carly.
Uh-huh. Oh, and that's
Connie and her daughter and her grandson.
yeah. And that's a long time ago.
3 generations.
Yeah. Oh.
Look at that. Those two
Look at
have
old-
grown up so
Oh,
much
red,
now.
red hair.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that.
Mark and Connie.
Yeah. Mark has gray hair, and now he has really gray hair.
Yeah, well, I don't see any gray hair there. Wonder why he has a tag on his shirt. Look at Carly.
Yeah. Oh, and
There's Brian and
Cindy.
Cindy. It looks like, it's Christmas there.
there.
2011.
Yeah. I wish I knew where all these were.
Let's see. That looks like it's at Mark's house with his Christmas tree. That looks like it's...
This is Neil's house.
You think so? Yeah, with his remote right there, or his controller. But where's that with the upstairs?
You think so?
It looked like it. Maybe
Oh.
not.
And Whitty turns into that highway, country highway, that goes out to Neff Spur, N-E-F-F
That sounds familiar.
S-P-U-R. And then you turn right, it's a 90-degree turn at Neff Spur, and then you go out into the country. And Neff Spur is where OG was born in 1909. And
So
five-
Neff Spur is not the name of a road; it's the name of a
of
town.
a corner.
Oh,
And and 5 days after OG was born, a baby was born dead at Neff Spur. And my statement is that it's quite that's such a tiny place, and that for 2 babies to be born there at the same time, that might have been
a twin?
a twin, or they might have just said that a baby died for some reason.
Wow, that's one of the mysteries of Poto. Then
Yeah.
the mystery of Neff Spur.
Yeah.
But Mom, so let's say you get onto what was the name of the street again that runs in front of
Whitty.
James's farm?
Oh no.
Whitty?
No. No, it's highway, some country road, just a country road.
Do you remember the name, Mom? Think about the name of the road that ran in front of Uncle James.
I don't think we ever called it a name. It's just a country road. I don't think it has a name. Highway something. But
Well, anyway, let's say that you do get on that and you drive in front of Uncle James's farm, and you continue away from town.
yeah.
You got that, Mom? And you're going away from town. When do you have to turn to get to that graveyard where the
Here.
where your parents and your grandparents were? Remember, we went out there last time and we went to that graveyard. Where do you have to turn? Because I know we turned.
Well, right at the front gate, you turn right or you turn left. Huddleston's is on the right, and Dad's was on the left.
But that's after you get there. How do you get there, from the road that goes in front of James's farm?
Are you talking about it's a different graveyard? You're talking about the graveyard that's out in the country.
Yeah, way out in the country.
Yeah, it's not the graveyard where your daddy is born. I think it's, I don't remember who. I don't know who Joe's talking about.
Well, remember we saw, I believe it was the Smiths graves. Remember they were tall obelisks, and you said that one was your dad's or your granddad's.
That wouldn't. Do you remember, Betty?
Well, you go from the front gate, and you turn left, and it's right there on that corner.
Yeah, I know. That's where it is once you're at the graveyard. But I'm just wondering, how do you get to that dang graveyard?
Well, I think Betty's talking about the graveyard that's just in town. It's not out.
Right. Yeah,
Past.
that's one of them. But we're talking about the one that's out past James's house. Because remember, we drove
way out in the country.
We drove right in front of James's house, and we even pulled into the driveway a little bit, but we didn't want to bother anybody there, so we just backed out, and then we continued down the road for quite a ways. Then it seemed to me like we turned right, and we went for another fairly long distance over hills and everything, and then we got to a second graveyard, and there were these obelisks, and it seemed like it had your grandfather's grave. What was your grandfather's?
Oh yeah, way out in the country.
Do you know how you got there? Can you remind me, what roads you had to turn on to get there?
No.
Oh.
Maybe see if I can find a photo map.
This is Mom's mother's
Father.
W.S. Black.
J.R. Black.
Oh, what's W.S.?
I don't know. But this is J.R. Black.
Yeah, J.R. Black. Born May 12, 1884. Died February 24th, 1907. And it looks like it says... there was a little prayer or something. You knew Irvin.
She knew Irvin.
Well, and Irvin lived with Ella for a while, right? That wasn't the one that lived with Ella?
That was Carl.
Oh.
Carl.
Well, Carl, was he her brother?
Yes, and he was kind of handicapped in a way.
Had a brain damage.
Mm.
And Ella, every
Took
time she
care
talked
of
to
him.
him, she'd say, well, he fell. Every time we'd bring him up, she'd say, yeah, he fell, and hurt it because she didn't want anybody to think that there was
Hereditary damage or something.
damage,
Yeah.
right.
Well, so that's Carl, her brother, and then Irving. Who was Irving?
Irvin was one of the family boys.
He was-
Frank and Irvin were
Brothers?
brothers, yes.
And Frank and Irvin didn't get along, did they, Betty?
They didn't get along.
He was,
Dad,
and when they wrote an article about Podo and all the famous people in Podo, Ella was the one that told about the Huddleston family, And all she said was that Irving got struck by lightning and it melted the coins in his pocket. And that's all that she
had to say about that.
say.
Well, but there were.
And he had an illegitimate child.
He had a what?
He had an affair with another woman and bore a daughter. And
That was Mary Lou.
it was Malou, yeah.
Ah, so that's where Malou came from.
And so that was a scandal. But did she live with them for a while, or did he raise her? Did Malou live with Irvin?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, he
But she came
acknowledged
to
that.
town and went to school in town.
Well, but Irving and what was your grandfather's name again? Frank.
Frank.
No, Frank
They were
was her
like-
father.
they were
Frank
like-
was her father, and
Well, no, I'm talking about now. The siblings. There were like 15 siblings.
No, there were 5.
4.
Well, then, who were all of those kids in
Frank,
that picture?
Irvin, Ella, and Carl. That's the 4 children.
Frank, Irvin, Ella, and Carl. So Ella, Irvin, Frank.
And when the father died, who had all the money, they left Ella the dime store, and she ran the dime store, and felt like she got an unfair. She was treated unfairly.
Well, but was that the Huddleston store that we have the pictures of? This is completely different. Because that was sort of a grocery store.
I think it was a
But
dime.
the old picture was of a grocery store.
Uh-huh.
The old picture.
But what store did Ella run, Mom?
She had a 5 and 10 cent store.
Yeah.
Wow. Never heard of that once in my entire life. Well, so what happened to it? I never saw the 5 and 10 cent
We
store.
never did either.
Well, she didn't have it when we were around.
Oh, so this was a long time ago then.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
I guess it went out of business then.
She might have sold it. It might be the one that's now that became the 5 and 10 cents. There was a 5 and 10 cents store. She might have just sold it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, then who is that enormous group of that big giant family that's the picture that we put on Ancestry.com? I guess that must be, if it's not Frank's siblings, then it must be his father's siblings or his mother's siblings. Let me see if I can find that picture real. Okay. What did I do with those toenail clippers? There they are. Okay. Got this bucket here to catch your giant toenails.
Please don't.
Okay, here we go. Wait a second. This one is kind of bent.
Well, you can't cut my toenails with those.
No, I think you're right. I might need scissors. Or what do you use?
No, you have to use those. Take those socks off.
No, the socks make me be able to see them better. Do you see, Mom, how your toes are poking through the socks? You didn't even know they were poking through the socks, did you?
No.
Well, that's fancy socks to make your feet get better. But I'm going to try again here, okay? So you let me know if I'm cutting any significant portions of your feet off. Okay. Hey, that went pretty well. You didn't scream or anything. There we go. Now then all I got to do is file it down because on the edges they're kind of pointed.
Be careful.
I'm being careful. I'm being real careful. There's nothing more precious than my mom. Okay. But let me know if I'm pinching something. Oh.
Well, you don't have to get that bucket up there.
Well, I don't want them to go popping and shooting someplace where I can't find them. The bucket's good. I thought that was a real clever innovation of mine. Well, Mom, you put this off so long that your toenails are kind of curly and hard to get at.
Oh, let me cut them myself.
Well, I wish you would, but you won't bend over to do it. Okay, here comes your big old toe. I don't think I can cut this thing with this. I think I need one like 3 times that big.
Joe.
Well, I'm not kidding you. Your toenail is 1/8 of an inch thick. And it's grown out so long since your last pedicure, you know, like 1/2 inch has grown out since. Okay, wait, let me just try to get around this edge here. Now, I actually think I'll need to use scissors, Mom. But I'm going to try to get around this thing. Okay, you tell me if anything hurts.
It hurts me.
It hurts now? No, it doesn't. Okay, I got the corner of it. I got the corner of it, Mom.
Oh!
Oh! Okay.
You need some glasses.
No. You're worried I can't see your toes? Your giant toes? Oh. Okay. Oh boy, that's... Maybe we should get a professional in here. Shouldn't we get a pedicure lady to come and visit you?
No, that's what we did once.
Really? How'd it go?
Well, I didn't see her because she sat on my feet.
What?
Down there.
Sat on your feet? That doesn't sound likely, Mom.
Well, she did.
She sat on your feet.
No, she did something with my feet.
Jeez, Mom. Okay, so I see now that a significant portion of this job has to be done with a file. But I can cut off a big old chunk of these things with these, oh goodness, with these horse clips.
Yeah, you'll have to cut them with a file.
Yeah, I will. After I get a big chunk of the end off of here. of a gun, Mom. It's working. It's actually working. There you go. I can even get some of the corners off here. It looks like she might have left some of the stuffing that she puts under your toenails to make them. Oh, that's your toe.
That's my toe.
Okay, so that's not stuffing. That's just toe. Okay, here we go. We got 4 more left, Betty Broom. And we got one here where your toenail has grown right over the end of your toe. Mom, it's like you have a helmet on the end of your toe, Mom. We need a picture of this. This is, can you see that, Mom?
Joe, shut up.
Oh, I've never seen anything like this. This is gonna go in Guinness Book of World Records.
Joe, you're laughing until you're gonna cut my finger toes off.
No. But I gotta admit, that is just a sight. I can't even cut it, Mom. I gotta skip to another toe. It's so rounded off on the end. It has grown across the front of your toe. So it's, I'm not kidding you, it's like a little orange helmet on the end of your toe. You know, your toe is completely covered and protected.
Well, good.
Well, I mean, well, it's not supposed to be protected that way, Mom. Okay. Okay. I'm getting this. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay, I got another one. Jeez. One of your toes is not even growing anymore. That means, you know, it must not be getting proper nourishment. So this foot has really got to get physical therapy.
Oh, Joe.
Yes, Mom. You need physical therapy. You've gone past where you could just exercise yourself. Someone's going to have to come in here and take care of your freaking feet. Your legs, I mean. Oh. Okay. Okay, now for that helmet one. I really don't know how to get it off because it's grown, you know, around the end of your. Oh, I'll just take it off a little piece at a time. I can get up underneath it a little bit. You tell me if I hurt something. That's just a phenomenon, Mom. That is a rare phenomena. Yeah, okay, see, all I have to do is just clip off a little at a time. And it's starting to... Jeez. Well, if you had someone come in and do it last time, why didn't you have someone come do it again when it got this bad? Did you fall asleep, Betty Broom? Am I doing that good that you fell asleep? No. I mean, shouldn't you just put it on the calendar that, you know, say once a month or something?
Yeah, maybe so.
Jesus criminy. Well, you like getting your fingernails and toenails done anyway. I know you do. So just write it on the calendar. Oh, jeez. Okay, here, I'm going to try to find a file now. All right. Progress is being made.
Whoa.
Yep.
I want some nail file.
Yeah, I'm going to find it. Do you know that you had some clippers for big jobs like that?
No.
Yeah, I didn't either. Okay, let's see how this goes. Let's start with the hardest one. Your little bitty one here. You think this is the right kind of file for this? I bought this for you last time I was here. Does it hurt?
Well,
Relatively speaking, it hurts a little bit. But it's got to be done, so you put up with it. Don't you think it'd be a fun idea just to run out there for just a minute and feel that rain on your face?
I don't think it would be fun at all.
Oh, are you kidding me? You haven't lost touch with nature that much. harder than I thought it'd be. Because your toenails are kind of splitting up a little bit.
What?
Your toenails are splitting up a little bit, so it's hard to file them. This one even needs some more cutting. What do I do with that? I can try to use this big one now. Hey, boy, this is a good tool here. You didn't even know you had that good professional nail cutter. Well, at least this old nail polish is coming off. That's a plus. I mean, they looked really good, but I mean, when you grow a ½ an inch out from your cuticle, that's just too long to wait. Do you think you could, if you bend this bed up really far, reach down here and work on your own toes?
No,
What? Well, why'd you say it a minute ago?
I didn't say it a minute ago.
You said, let me do it.
No, I didn't say let me do it.
Yeah, you did just a minute ago, but you're so full of medicine,
Oh, fool.
you don't know what you say. Tell Dad not to give you medicine anymore. Or at least...
He never gives me medicine.
Oh, Lordy, Mom. What do you think that big container is right there next to your bed with all the dates and times on it?
Well, that's a different medicine.
I'm not going to talk to you when you don't make sense.
Okay.
Tell me if you can feel something that needs to be fixed, you know, because you might be able to feel something that needs to be done that I can't tell by just looking at it. Oh, I see a little nick of a place sticking out there.
No, I can tell if you cut me.
Yeah. Well, that's obvious. But I'm talking about if there's something that feels like it's left undone. Boy, these scissors are great. I'm going to get a pair like this for myself, Mom. This is the greatest thing I've ever used. I mean, it's like artist tools. Jeez. Man, I've lost so many opportunities to try to make your feet feel better because I didn't know about these tools. You got one place here that I can't tell if it's a piece of you or a piece of fingernail. It's hard as a piece of fingernail, but it's like it's growing down where a fingernail shouldn't be. You know, I bet if we did this more often, it wouldn't be such a hassle.
Yeah, if I did it more often, I'd be crazy.
What are you talking about? You'd have better feet. Look at that big old chunky eared color.
Ooh.
That paint coming off. Law. This is a mess.
That's when Dad had somebody come over and give me a manicure and pedicure.
They bought these or they left them?
No, they bought me. He bought me a pedicure.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I'm trying. This is a in-between place. I can't tell if it's you or toenail. I'm glad you can feel it though. Yeah, that's good. Now that's starting to look like a toenail. There you go. A little bit more on this side and that toe will be all done.
Watch out. That's getting my toe.
Getting your toe. No, I see the place where I got you before. I nipped the end of your toe. It was on this toe. That's where I thought it was stuffing left over from your last toenail, your last manicure.
Now what is that on my toes?
It's the socks that separate your toes.
Oh.
They're designed that way to stimulate your feet so you'll start walking again.
Oh.
We need you walking soon. Ooh, goodness. I'm glad you let me know, Betty Broom. The good thing about these scissors is how you can get into places you wouldn't have known you could get into. But the bad thing is
It hurts
that you can get into places.
that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Okie dokie, that's a good one. Okay, now, if I would have had these when I first started trying to cut off your toe helmet, I would not have had a problem. I just need to get this thick paint off your foot, your toe. Okay. Let me try again with this guy. as easy as I thought. Not even with these things. I just, wow. There's even an indentation because the toenail grew right over and into the bottom of your toe. So it was pressing against it so long that it made a mark there now. Isn't that something? You got to get this done more often, Mom.
Okay.
Okay. Or I'll do it. Just call me and I'll be here. But I know I'm not as good as a professional at it.
Well, they're not going to be good either.
Yeah, I imagine there's some things they don't spend the time, I don't guess. They'd have been done by now. But they might have cut off the tip of every toe. Well, did you used to get manicures and pedicures when you were a little girl, Mom?
No, I never had one.
Dang. You mean you and Jewel Dean didn't go every once in a while for your birthday or something?
No.
Well, that's kind of a bummer. Should have done that with your mom.
My mom was out sweeping the yard or
Yeah. I know.
milking the cows or something.
I know. You couldn't have known that wasn't the way life should be. I think your dad didn't know.
Oh, Dad was out working too.
I know. But he should have given her a little bit of easier life. Shouldn't have been your sister that bought washing machine and things that made her life easier. Ho ho! I'm getting through. Getting to where it looks like a toenail. I kind of don't like that she painted it as long as it was. I'm guessing it was a lady who cut your toenails. But really, is it okay? Really, you almost have to have an artist like me to do it.
You have to have somebody that cares.
Yep, and I care about my mom. And look how dried up your skin is on your toes, Mom. Why aren't you putting lotion on your toes, on your feet?
I can't get down there.
You can too. You just have to raise the bed up if you have to do it that way. And son of a gun. Is it okay?
Yeah, it hurts.
Oh. Dang it. Well, I'm doing trying to get to a hard place, and I don't want it to hurt. Okay, so one more try. I'll do it this way. Now?
No.
No, don't?
Don't cut it like that.
Okay. I gotta reach it that way, but I just don't want to cut too much. Is it hurting now?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Well, that thing's sticking out as far as it can go. There's no skin attached to it. Oh, it's just because it's pulling up. That's what it is. I'm going to cut it off. There we go. Okay. What time is it? It's coming on 10 o'clock, so you're almost about to have a break from being knocked out. Some of your toenail got stuck in the sock thing. Wow, Mom, this is going to be the greatest improvement in quite some time.
Oh,
These toenail slip scissors. Well, did you get mad at the toenail lady when she came last time? Did she hurt you?
no. She never hurt me.
Oh, that's good. Well, she did better than me, because I got you once at least. But all of your toenail color is finally coming off here.
Well,
Once,
that won't bother me at all.
no, I know. I'm sure you're glad to kind of have that off once it's, you know, it wasn't completely covering your toes anymore. Wow, what if I would have left it like it was when I used those clippers? Jeez, these scissors are amazing. I'll never use clippers again. I'm gonna get, I bet that sucker costs $50 or something, don't you think?
No.
I'm gonna go get one just like that, so I can cut my own toenails from now on. I wonder why they don't advertise them for regular.
Well, you have to go in and look at them.
Right? You have to go to a beauty store, like, what's the name of a beauty store, Mom?
Yeah, there's one here
Where?
over by the right as you drive in at the left. And you go in there.
Oh, really? There's a beauty supply store? I'm not talking about a beauty shop where they do it and use them. I'm talking about a beauty shop where they supply all that crap.
That's what they do.
Oh, really? And you say that it's right?
Well, you have to go in there and look and see what they have.
Right. I wish you'd go with me, Mom.
Oh.
You could pick out some beauty supplies for yourself. And then I wouldn't have to go in there and a man going to buy a beauty supply.
Uh-huh.
Well, Mom,
You got it done?
I have to say, that is about as good as it could ever get done, because I am an artist, and these toes are all fixed up.
Good.
Now we just got to get you off those medications and have you start exercising
Yeah.
so we can get some stuff done.